All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. My name is Joshua. I'm going to be the driver or the pilot for this morning's MMR. So we're standing in for my boss, Mr. Olusegun Enijowo. Yes, so a very good morning to everybody. If you can hear me loud and clear, please, I would like you to go to the comment section and drop a comment, you understand? Or just chat me up. Good morning. Good morning. I can see Abraham Ode
Good morning.
saying good morning. I can see Alibode Isedu Alfonso Ikediashi. I can see Bala Urume. I can see Bash. Okay, there's this particular person, no name. All I'm seeing is Hawaii Y5 Prime 2018. Okay. Joseph Osasoji Ojodale Akubo, um, Abiz Ojodale Akubo. Please, if I'm not calling your name rightly, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to acknowledge you. You understand? I'm trying to acknowledge those that I'm able to see now. I know I might not be able to acknowledge everybody, but I'll try my best to call the few I can call. Olawore Samuel, I can see Olufowokan Bamishe, Omas King, Rokpo, I can see Rokpo, okay, I can see Segun Adenaye, I can see Soji Famuroti, I can see SS, I can see Temitayo Adekeye, I can see Victory Onotevuko Woho, okay, all right. I can see Doing, Fatoki Florence, Gorage, FX, Franklin, okay, Olufunke Awolaja. All right, now I might not be able to call everybody's name, but I've tried my best to pick all the ones I'm able to see now. I'm saying good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. Hope we had an interesting week. Hope the week, everybody, hope we enjoyed our week. It's been marvelous, it's been interesting, you understand? And I believe that this new week too will also be an interesting one too for each and every one of us. At the same time, okay, starting again, I'll say compliments of the season. Compliments of the season. You understand? It's a celebration period. It's a festive period. So yes, we hope we're able to make it well, which I am hoping, yes, we'll do it well. You understand? When we're trading, we'll make some good proceeds out of whatever it is we'll be doing now. You understand? So good morning to everybody. So please, yes, like I said, if you're just joining us, please, you can come to the chat section, drop a message for me at the chat section so I can know that yes, you can hear me loud and clear. Loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, please kindly drop a chat for me so I will know that yes, you can hear me loud and clear. Like I said, my name is Joshua and I'm going to be the pilot for this morning's MMR. I'm still waiting for us. Okay, I can see the message from Doni saying good morning, sir. Okay, I'm saying good morning to you, doing good morning. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Hope you're good. Yeah, good morning to you too. All right. Okay, so yes, Ropo okay. Yeah, is saying loud and clear. That's nice. Interesting. All right. So I'm with you now. I'm with you. It shows that everybody can hear me loud and clear. So we are going to start. Let's just speak up from what happened last week. Let's see, okay, share my screen with us so we can see what happened last week. Okay, so starting fundamentals, let's see. Last week, we just still with us. Last week, Friday, we had some interesting news coming out, like the NFP and the Canadian dollar under NFP under the dollars and the employment change, unemployment rate under Canadian dollar around 2:30 p.m. And yeah, they came out their own way. For the Canadian dollar, it came out green and red, saying you should buy and sell at the same time. The USD came out green, came out red. You see, the news was just it didn't come out directional. You understand? It came out mixed colors, but funny enough, the market moved in its own direction. You understand? Picked a direction for itself, and well, I believe for those of us that were able to trade it, we must have made some little profit from it, and I would say congratulations to us in that way. But let's look at what happened on the chart. You understand? Let's see how the market was. Let's look at how the whole thing went last week based on the uh way the chart was being analyzed on Friday technically, then we'll be able to know what exactly happened. You understand? Okay, Damilola Akinsola is saying, hello, good morning, sir. I can hear you loud and clear. Okay, good morning to you, Damilola Akinsola. Right, hope you had a wonderful week. Okay, let's look at the chart technically and see how the whole thing went. You understand? Let's look at it technically and see how the whole thing went. Okay. So yes, I remember guys, some instruments we checked, we were able to check. And okay, let's just speak on the few ones we're able to see and we'll talk about it, then move. All right, so this was on Friday. This is it. I believe we all can see my question. This was on Friday, and I remember I marked out this particular section for us as a zone that if price is unable to break it, because as at that point, this particular section was a demand zone. But yes, price came down, entered it, and broke down below it. And yes, price did a little retest of that same position. And after that, continued moving down. So you see, it's just the same thing, being able to identify the zone. Just like I said, if it's able to break within and it comes down, it will sell. And yes, it did that. At a point, it went up, came back down within the zone, did a retest, and from this point, it was a very good information for what for sale. Good. Okay, that was what it did on Euro USD. But let's look at USD CAD. We're still coming back to do the analysis, but what we're trying to do is just to look at what happened last week technically on the chart. Let's look at USD CAD. Okay, so on USD CAD, I remember last week I told us, I said, looking at it on my 1 hour time frame, I said, this is the trend. Look at the trend. I said, this is the trend, that it has an upward trend. It's been moving up this way. That's it. This is what you can see. That's why you can see this trend line here, which was drawn. And interestingly, I remembered I said this particular section is also a zone. Can you see the horizontal line that was drawn? I said so. As far as price is unable to break this part, it's expected to go up with the trend line. I remember when I was speaking, I said price was around this point when I was speaking on Friday. And I said, if it is expected for price to come and touch this point, then we'll push back up. As far as price is able to push back up, you understand? And around that point, look at it, just little, and it moved up. And since then, till this morning that we are seeing it today, it's been pushing up. You understand? So it was an interesting move. Yes, the news also came in and was a major driver of it. Can you see for these two candles was a major driver and it pushed it up till this point, interestingly. So for USD CAD, it moved in the direction we expected it to move. That was an interesting stuff for us. Okay, it moved well. Okay, let's look at let's see which other instrument do we have here. We have USD JPY. So USD JPY actually just was on the zone here that was drawn. It didn't really do anything there. Look at it here. It just touched it, didn't, still in the demand zone, and everything reversed back, pushed up, and it's been there. You understand? Didn't really move the way we were expecting. You understand? But yes, it did its own quota. You understand? Okay, so let's look at USD CHF. USD CHF now, interestingly, did danced within the zone that was marked. It broke down, came down. So for those that must have entered the sell, they would have made some profit. Now, when it started reversing back, you understand, got to that same point, broke it a little bit, did a little retest, then pushed back up again. So for all those that were able to see some of these things, I'm very sure they made some profits for themselves. Now let's look at US 2000, US 2000. Interesting. Look at US 2000. I remember when I was discussing on this, I said it's at a demand zone and it is expected for this price to push up. And yes, what did he do? He pushed up. He got to as high as this particular point. Let's see. He got as high as 2,424.7. You understand? You see, it was a very strong move. It went as high as this point. Look at the price. You understand where it got to. So for all those that must have entered a bias at when it pushed off at this moment, interestingly, they would have made some profits for themselves. Yes, that was a very good and interesting move. You understand? Okay, let's see GBP USD. Okay, GBP USD broke this particular pattern. I remember I said if it's able to move above this point, enter a buy. So for those that entered the buy, they made profits for themselves. Now came back into that same zone again. You understand? So Yes, for those that would have seen this whole thing and the little and the reversal and followed the tears, I'm very sure would have made some proceeds for themselves too, which was or which is very, very interesting. But that is that for last week. So this week we're going to be doing the same thing again. We'll look at the market, look at the trend, look at what exactly is the market doing, what are we expecting it to do, then we'll be able to push it from there to analyze it technically and see. So this morning, if you look at it fundamentally, we discover that there's no major news coming out this morning. Fundamentally, we just have the CNY news that came out around 2:30 a.m. So today we do not have any news, any major news coming out. So news is already is out of it for today. News is out of it for today. But yes, we're going to look at the market technically, do our own analysis, and see which direction we're expecting the market to move. You understand? So we'll start just like the same way we've been doing it. We look at the market technically on currencies. From there, we move to commodities and indices. Then if you have any question in line with the analysis, let's see what, or you want us to analyze a particular instrument, you can drop it on the chat section. So we'll pick it from there. You understand? So first thing first, let's look at some instruments technically and see what the market is going to be doing this morning. You understand? Let's look at it. So we starting with Euro USD. Okay, starting with Euro USD this morning. Okay, let's look at what the chart is saying on it on Euro USD. This is on my 1 hour time frame. Okay, and if we're going to look at it, let's look at the trend that it's been giving us on 1 hour. Let me shrink it a little so we'll see. Okay, let me pick it based on from this particular section here. You see, this is one. Or if you're not picking it from there, we could also pick it from this particular part here. Let's see if that's going to work. Okay. So this is one. Then looking at it based on this part, okay. So look at this section now. Based on what we're seeing on this trend, it's been pushing up. You understand? Now it got to this particular zone. This is a support zone, you understand, a demand zone for it. And price is rejecting at this point. It's trying to push back up from this particular section. And as we know, this is a cross section, is a strong zone. It's a strong zone, and that's why we're seeing what is happening here. And based on what we can see here, this particular candle two on our 1 hour time frame is almost an harami, bullish harami inside candle 3, you understand? Also, we're expecting price to push up based on what we're seeing here. I'm expecting it by, but the only reason price is having issues here is, don't forget, there's also another zone around this part. There's a zone here. So if it's able to cross above this particular section where it is now, this section where price is resting now currently, I'm expecting it to what? To push up. I'm expecting it to buy if it's able to close above this particular section. Currently, Euro USD, I'll pitch my tent with the buyers this morning. I expect price to go up based on what I'm seeing here. I'm expecting price to buy. That's what I'm saying based on my 1 hour time frame. You understand? Based on what I'm seeing on my 1 hour, or my 4 hours too. Okay, so if it's expected that it should go back up on this point, if it's able to break above it, yes, it should buy. Yes, I'm expecting price to push up. And if we were to look at it based on what we're seeing on daily time frame, you discover that price has also been pushing up based on the trend. If we are to look at it based on what we're seeing on this trend here, price has actually been pushing up. Look at it here. Price has been pushing up based on what we're seeing here. You understand? Okay, yes, let me pull it a little bit now so we can see it. Okay, I'm coming. Stay with us, please. Okay. Okay, based on what we're seeing with this price is bullish on daily time frame. It's been moving up. You understand? It's been moving up. You can see the trend here. So on the daily time frame, for those that are long-term traders, it is expected that Once price is able to break above this particular section, it should what? It should buy. I'm currently where price is resting. I'm expecting it to push up. Yes, but that we're expecting it to push up doesn't mean there's not going to be a little pullback, maybe a little push down to the downward side. But at the same time, it's still expected to do what? To buy. Yes, I'm still expecting price to what? To buy here. So my take on this is I'm expecting price to buy on Euro USD. All right, so we'll move to the next instrument. Let's move to the next instrument. Okay, so move to the next instrument, USD CAD. USD CAD is the next instrument we're going to be checking. So just like I said before we move, my take on Euro USD is what is buy. For me, I'm expecting price to push up. So back to my 1 hour time frame on it. If it's able to break above this section that has been marked out for us successfully, I'm expecting it to what? To buy. If it's able to break above it successfully, I expect price to what? To buy. Okay. Now, USD CAD, USD CAD. Okay, so looking at my USD CAD on my 1 hour time frame, yes, price has been moving up, and yes, price moved up this sharp point to this sharp point because of the news, right? Okay, so and like we all know, yes, normally whenever there's news like that, it becomes an abnormal movement. You understand? Price moves fast up. Either it pushes to the upside fast or downside slowly. So at this point now, price has gotten to a particular zone. And we are able to see it here. Price has been having issues around this point. So this is a supply zone currently. So I'll kindly advise that we hold on currently. And this is another zone here. Let me pull out this section. This is another section here. Okay, so this is another zone around this part. There's a zone here now. So it is expected that price should is between these two zones. You understand? So what our advice is, we hold on first, because this is a supply zone. This is a little demand zone here that has been created based on the way market moves. Market moves in to form zones. You understand? Now, this particular man has created is a new zone here and there's a new zone here, and it is expected that okay, this price could push down. You understand? It could push down. But all in all, we'll see what happens. You understand? Based on what we're seeing on this zone, and just like it is expected, as far as price is still dancing in between this zone, we hold on. Wait for it to give us a clear cut. And if it's coming back down, it will come to this point, have a little H here, then push down. You understand? For me, my stand on USD CAD, I'm expecting it to push, even if it's still going to go up, I'm expecting it to come down because this movement is too sharp. That's my take. It's too sharp for it, except if another thing is going to be taking place or we'll have a major event in the US that will be pushing price up. That's the only thing. And in that situation, all we need to do is to hold on for price to break above this particular zone. Then we can follow it. But if that does not happen, I'm expecting it to come back down. Or price might even range in between these two zones. Price might range in between these two zones. And if price is going to be ranging in between these two zones, we already know what that means. It means if you enter your sell now, you're expecting it to get to this point, then buy around this point, you understand? But pending that, as far as it's able to break out of these two zones, then we already know the direction it's going to follow. Okay. We're going to look at the next instrument that we're going to look at now is okay, I'm coming. Let's see USD JPY. Let's look at USD JPY. USD JPY. Okay. So looking at what we're seeing here, based on what we're seeing on my 1 hour time frame, let me zoom in a little bit more so we can see it. USD JPY. Based on what we're seeing here, we discovered that price has been dancing between these 2 points now. Yes. When it broke back into this zone, can you see it gapped down a little, bam, and came down to this point, touched, did a little retest, came back down. And since then, it's been respecting these two sessions. these two sections. You understand? It's been respecting it. So what is expected is this. If it should get to this point, as far as it does not break above this particular section, as far as price does not break above this particular section, then I'm expecting price to what? To sell. If it does not break above this section, I'm expecting price to what? To sell. But if it gets to this section and respects this zone, I'm expecting it to get back into this zone. And we all know what it means. Once it's there, unless price is able to break out freely, successfully out of these zones, I'm not seeing it moving anywhere. So price pushing up, I'm expecting it to respect these two zones. And yes, like we all know, on currencies are the most obedient. They obey, they respect these zones. You understand? They respect the zones more. So it is expected that price will respect this point. You understand? So I'm expecting price to just get to this point, then respect it. So if price does not get there, it's not doing anything, we can just hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. But as far as price is still within this zone, it's sure that it should respect what? The zones. Okay. All right. So let's look at USD CHF. All right. And as you can see, currently this is on my 1 hour to price is respecting this particular zone that has been drawn out here now. And that's why you're seeing what it's doing here currently. It's not pushing more than what it is respecting this part. But if it's not able to close down, if it goes bullish, let me point it out for us and come in. If it's able to go bullish and it closes above around this point, if it closes around this point, see, let's say it closes above around this point, yes, closes bullish around this point, I'm expecting price to buy from this particular session. I'm expecting price to buy. If price is able to close above around this section here, I'm expecting price to buy. But if that does not happen, I don't see it doing any going further. But if it's able to close above this particular section, I'm expecting price to push up on it. Because if you look at it, price got to this particular support and it pushed back, got to this point, respected it, now broke it around this point, did a little retest now, and the retest here, it's not closing below this point, it's pushing it back up. So based on what I'm saying here, I'm expecting price to still do what? To still push up. But as far that's if price does not close below this zone. But if price is able to close, if price closes below this zone, maybe we're expecting price to come back down to this point. There could be a little or a retest around this point there. Okay, if price is able to close, come back, break below this point, then we're expecting price to get to this point again, to have a retest of this particular zone, to be expected for price to come down to retest this. But if that does not happen, after breaking this zone, coming back to test here, if it's unable to break it below, then it is expected for price to push up on USD CHF. Okay, GBP USD. Nice. GBP USD. Okay, so on GBP USD, discover that, okay, this particular session is a zone here. You can see the last time from here, pushed up, did a little, broke it, came back into the section, came down, pushed up again. Now is at this junction and is respected the zone and is pushing back. If price is able to break above this particular section where it is now currently, I'm expecting it to push up to this side. In fact, to go up. I'm expecting GBP to go up if it's able to break above that section successfully. You understand? I'm expecting it to push up to this top side here. That's my take. I'm expecting GBP USD to push up to the upside. I'm expecting, so my take on GBP USD is buy. I'm expecting price to buy on GBP USD. All right, so let's look at some other instruments again. GBP JPY. Let's look at GBP JPY and see what that particular chart is saying. Where is it going currently? GBP JPY. Okay, so on GBP JPY, this is my okay, this is my 1 hour time frame. My 1 hour time frame. Looking at it. Okay, this is one. Price is pushing up here now. We discovered, in fact, this is a partial Marubozu candle because it has a little wick above. Partial Marubozu. And look at it again, it's also pushing. If this man should close bullish, I'm expecting price to push up. it could push up to even this particular zone where we are saying it, this particular zone where it is now, is expected to, I'm expecting it to push up to this particular section. If it's able to break above this part, I'll expect it to push up to this section. So around this section, this is a supply zone. We're expecting price to do what? To sell. This is on my 1 hour, you understand? Because if you look at it based on what it's been doing for some time now, it's been respecting these particular 2 sections. Look at it. It's been respecting these 2 sections based on what we are saying here. From this point, came up, danced, came back to the section again, respected that part, came down. So it's expected that if it gets to this section, as far as it does not break above this particular zone, it is expected to drop, to sell GBP JPY. So I'm expecting a buy on GBP JPY anyway. I'm expecting price to get into this zone. But if that is not the case, because there's another zone around this point, this particular point we're seeing there's a zone, if that is not the case, it could come back down to test this particular session. You understand? So all you need to do is just hold on and see, is price going to break above it? If it breaks above it, then I'm expecting it to get to this point. But if that does not happen, I'm expecting it to come back down. You understand? Expecting price to come back down around that section. Okay. So that's my take on GBP JPY. Okay, I can see that some messages, some of us have been dropping some message for us. So I'm going to be looking at some of the message. Okay. Somebody, I can see Mr. Matthew saying, good morning, sir. Let us analyze D40. Okay, we're going to look at D40, but currently we're doing currencies, you understand? So we pick it, just like I said, we start with currencies, commodities, then we move to indices. Okay, so let's see. Okay, for now, all I've just seen is GBP JPY, and GBP JPY is just the instrument I just talked on. So Arubi Emmanuel is saying, Emmanuel Ogbaji is saying gold next. Okay, no problem. We're going to be looking at it. No problem, since I requested for us to drop the instrument you want us to check. So we'll start. We'll look at DE40, then we'll look at gold and any other instrument that has been dropped for us to check on. All right, so let's start with DE40. DE40 it is there. Let's go to DE40. Let's look at what DE40 is doing. DE40 is an index, is a German index, you understand? And then it's more of the German stock. It's the German stock, yes, yeah. So let's look at what it's doing. Woo, interesting. I remember telling us last week, I said I'm expecting DE40 to go up. Even if it's going to go down, it's just go down for a little while, then it to push back up. You understand? That was my take on DE40 last week. I said I expected to just push down a little bit, then push back up, and yeah, it moved up. Can you see? Got to this particular high again, and now price is ranging. Look at the way it's ranging. In fact, interesting. Okay, so this is what we'll do. For a ranging market, it's known to be a correction zone. You understand? Look at it based on what it's doing. If I'm to pick it based on what we're seeing since last week now, I'll say it's been respecting this particular section since last week. So as far as it's unable to break above this zone, you understand, we should hold on. So I will expect us to wait for it to break above, you understand? Just like I said, German indices generally is expected to push up, but even as it is pushing up, it is still going to come down and look a little. And look at it based on what we are seeing since November 27. Since November 27, look at it here, around November. Can you see? It's been more of an uptrend. That's it. In fact, this is it, pushed up. Let's look at it again from, let's see, around this point. This is around December, 3rd of December. You discover that, or let me pick it from, yeah, December 2. Look at it. It's been more of higher highs and the likes. Can you see it's been pushing up? Now price broke it down here a little, and we are still expecting it again to do what? To still push up. You understand? So price, it is expected that price will have some little itch around these particular zones here. It's expected that it will have a little itch here. So if it breaks up just around this point, it's able to break above this particular trend that has been drawn here. If it's able to break above it here successfully, it is expected for price to what? To buy. Let's see. Let me mark it out for us. Yes. So around this point, if you're waiting, okay, let me make it easy for us here now. Let me pull this zone up. Bam. So if price is able to break above this particular session, able to break above this particular session that has been marked out, I'm expecting price to still what? Buy on DE40. I'll still go for with the bulls, you understand? So all I'm just waiting for is price to do or to break above it. But if price does not, we already know what will happen. It might come down a little, then gather some small momentum and push back to the upside. So, but my take on it generally on indices is buy. That's my take on indices. Generally, my take on indices is buy. So I'm expecting the market to push up on indices. I'm expecting the market to push up on indices. So that's my take on DE40. My take on DE40 is buy. Okay, so let's look at the next instrument that is needed for us to check. Okay, gold. Let's go to gold. I can see SS saying that we should look at oil. Okay, so let's look at gold. Once we're done with gold, we'll come back to oil. Let's go and look at gold. Gold. Let's see what is happening on gold. Okay, gold it is then. All right, gold. Okay, this is gold. This is gold. And based on what we're seeing on 1 hour on gold now, from what we're seeing from this part, it actually pushed up from this particular section since December 5th. It's been pushing up. And this morning again, we can see that gold has been pushing up strongly. You understand? It's been pushing up strongly. Let's see. Based on what we're seeing, I'm coming. Look at it. Now, interestingly, let's look at it from this part to this part. So you discover that whatever it's been doing, it's just been between these 2 points. You understand? From here to here. So price now, currently, even around this point, there's another zone here. So what I'm expecting is we could just hold on a little bit for price to get to this particular session. This particular section is the sensitive zone here now. This section here is very sensitive. If it's able to come to this point, so because I'm expecting price to get here, if it gets here, it should be able to break above it. And if it breaks above this section, I'm expecting price to get to this point. And quite all right, just like we all know, gold is a safe haven. And because it's a safe haven, you understand, it's always going to be having pushing up. It's one commodity instrument that I see that moves like indices, you understand? Just like we've been saying. It's one instrument that I see that moves like indices. Can you see? So if it's able to break above this point, I'm expecting it to push up to this particular section. But don't forget, we also have another zone around this point, you understand? Have another zone around this point. So let me mark it out so we could see it. Around this point too, there's a session. So if you're going to be waiting for it to break above this point, I'm expecting it to first get here. If the move is stronger than this zone, then it's getting back to this particular session. You understand? And from this session, we already know what it is going to happen, because this particular session here should be, I'll be saying that it's a strong supply zone. You understand? So we'll be expecting price to sell from either this particular session or this session, or it respects this particular zone and drops back down. That's my take on gold. I'm expecting it to push up to this point, and as far as it's within this zone, kindly hold on for it to give you a clear cut. Clear cut, how do I mean by that? Breaks above this section, goes up and buy, or comes back down. If it's still within this section and begins to go down, then we're expecting it to come back to this particular zone here. Okay, so that's that on gold. That's that on gold. All right, so we'll be looking at oil next. But as we're looking at oil, please, just like I said, you want us to look at some instruments, any instrument of your choice, please kindly drop it on the chat section for me. So once I see it, I'll pick it and I'll speak on it. All right, so let's go to oil. Let's go to oil. Okay, oils then. We're on oil. I'm on oil. Okay. Right. Now, so if we look at oil for a while now, last week, Friday, okay, let's see it. What happened on oil last week? Let's look at what happened to oil. Let's look at what happened to oil. Let me tell us. Last week. So if you look at it, last week, oil actually came down to this particular session based on what we're seeing. Oil dropped, came down to this session, and this morning it has gathered some momentum and it's been pushing back up. In fact, if you look at it, it opened this morning by pushing up. There was a little gap there. Okay, so from this section now, price has been pushing back to the up side, and currently where it is, there's a zone here. You understand? Looking at it based on what we're seeing on the past market action. Look at around this point, there's a zone and price is pushing up. If price is able to break above it successfully, in fact, let me make it this way. Okay, fine. This point is okay. If price is able to break above this point successfully, I'm expecting price to buy. I'm expecting price to buy, to get back into this particular zone. You understand? I'm expecting price to buy. But if that does not happen, it could do a retest. You understand? Just stop, tap this point, come back to this same point before pushing back to the upside. But yes, if I'm to look at it based on my own take, personal take, I'll pitch my tent with the buyers on oil. But hold on for a clear cut. Based on what I'm saying, based on my own buyers, I'll pitch my tent with the buyers, the bulls. But let's hold on for price to break above this section successfully. If it's able to break above it successfully, this zone successfully, then we can pitch our tent with the bulls. But if that does not happen, our advice will hold on a little bit. Okay, so oils, I'm pitching my tent with the bulls. But before we buy, let's hold on. Just like we all know, when it comes to technicals, I will always advise us patience is the key on technicals. Waiting is a strategy. Understand? So I will advise you hold on for price to break above that zone, then you go for your buy. If that does not happen, please kindly hold on. Okay. All right. So that's that on oils. That's that on oil. All right. So the next instrument we'll be looking at is US 100. US 100. I can see Olariwaju Benga is saying US 100, please. Everest Obo is saying US 100, please. So yes, we're looking at US 100 next. US 100 is next on the chart. US 100 is next on the chart. Okay. Mm. Mhm. I'm still with us, please. Still with us. Right. US 100, we're on. Exactly. So it's just the same way. Like I said, I pitch my tent to a bulls when it comes to indices. Yes, does it go down? Yes, yeah, it pushes down too. But the strong movement we've always seen on US 100 has been more of what buy. It pushes up most of the time. It's more of an upward instrument. Let's look at it based on what we're saying. If you look at it on daily time frame, you see, went up here, came down a little bit, pushed up, came down, and pushed up. You understand? It's more of an upward instrument. US 100, an upward instrument. Look at it based on what we're seeing here. Daily time frame has been pushing up. On your 4 hour time frame too, it's been pushing up. Okay, on my 4 hours, look at it. It came down and now it's trying to push back to the upside here. Can you see? It's been pushing up higher lows and everything. It's pushing up. Now, 1 hour time frame. Look at it, it's still pushing up. And basically where it is now, it's on a new high. It's on a new high. In fact, when it opened this morning, there was a little edge. It's pushing above this particular session now. Where it is, it's pushing above this particular session. So our advice, we hold on a little. Hold on a little because this is a new high based on what we are seeing from the daily time frame. This is a new high, you understand? Because the last time it got to this particular high, it came down. So it got it to a new high like that, it came down, did the same thing when it tested that zone to came down a little before it pushed up to what we are seeing on the daily time frame, you understand? So our advisors, we do what, we hold on a little based on what we've been seeing in past market action, past price action. It's been what, it's been more of buy, you understand? So based on what we're seeing, yes, our advice, we hold on. Can you see? It's been pushing up. So please, currently where it is a new high. So it is expected that at this new high, there could be a little pullback. So hold on for that little pullback. And once the pullback is done completely, you can expect a buy. You understand? You could push up then pull back to this particular section here, this particular zone around this point. You understand? Could pull back down to this point or maybe around this point. You understand? Then you already know what to do next. You can buy from that particular session. You understand? Because it is expected on indices for market price to buy. It might not do like that, you understand, but it's just I'm just emphasizing based on what we've always seen. Whenever price gets to a new high, it drops, it pulls back a little. So for those that are able to see that section when price is pulling back, they can go for the sell around that point. And for those that decide to wait, you can also wait and see where price is going. Then you take it from there. You buy and make your proceed. Okay, so that's my take on US 100. US 100. I'm expecting price to still push up on US 100. Okay, let's go to US 2000. US 2000, just like it is. It's also an index to indices. I'm still expecting price to push up on US 2000, but currently it's at a zone. You understand? So on our advice, you hold on for it to break above this zone successfully. Let it break above it successfully, then you can do what? You can buy. Just like I told us, I pitch my tent with the buyers on indices. On indices market, it is expected for market price to what? To buy. It is expected for this price to what? To buy. So I'm pitching my tent with the buyers, the bulls on US 2000. Okay, that's that for US 2000. Okay, which other instrument do you want us to look on? Because we still have some time with us. I think we still have like some 16 minutes. So within that 16 minutes, we can look at some other instruments, check it, and see where it's actually going to go. Okay, Mr. Matthew A is saying, how should we identify supply and demand zone? It's still the same thing as your support and your resistance. Demand zones are known as buying zones. That's the support. Why supply zones are known as the resistance. You understand? It's still the same thing. So when we hear us talk about demand and supply zone, we're talking about the support zones, the resistance zones, all those parts that I've seen me shading on the chart. Like this particular section now is a demand zone. This is a support. You understand? It's a demand zone. And we have some other part of the charts that you've seen me look at. So I'm painting above. I'll tell you that, okay, this is a supply zone. Okay, let's see if I can see one. Okay, so look at this particular section here now, USDJPY. I can see it as, you can call this particular section at the top as what? Supply zone. You understand? It's expected that when prices gets to this point, it's expected for price to what? To come down. So this is a supply zone. This is a support zone, a demand zone. So there are rejection areas on the chart. You understand? Okay, so who else has another instrument? All right, I can see. I have question on gold again, please. Arubi Emmanuel Ogbaji. Okay. What's your question? Drop it. If you drop your questions, let's see. Drop your question.
Good morning, please. Sir.
Good morning, Mr. Arubi.
Yes, sir. Please, I want a little clarifications on the gold analysis.
Okay.
Gold have been ranging between 2655 to 610. Last week, we thought NFP will break it up or break it down, but still this week again is still raging. Is any major news today before Wednesday CPI that will be able to break it above that 2655 above? Because that was what we're using to sell. Yes, sir. That was what we were using to sell last week. We were selling between 250 to 255 and take our profit around 40 to 640 to 635.
Okay. All right. Now, kindly note, one of the things you need to understand is this. You see, when we look at when we are talking about gold, when we talk about gold, one of the things I want us to understand is gold is an economic instrument. Gold is an economic instrument. So, yes, it reacts to the dollars. has an inverse reaction to dollars too. So such that if dollars is going up, you see gold going down, and if dollars is going down, you see gold going up. You understand? But at the same time, because commodity instrument, like I've always said, that they are economic instrument, they react more to economic issues. We have some strong economies that have a say on this instrument. You're like the Middle East countries. So the issues that happen around in these countries also determine what happens on gold. You understand? That's why you see that there are some interesting times that you see gold, you see dollars pushing up, and you still see gold pushing up. Now, last week now, yes, the news might have happened and gold did not react to it. Yes, there are a lot of other issues that you can look out for. The economic issues, like, okay, at a point, we got information that there was going to be a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, but at the end of the day, the whole thing crashed. You understand? All these things are part of the things that is also affecting, because, the Middle East country is also known as a strong country when it comes to in terms of gold and oil. You understand? You see? So if there's going to be war in all these Middle East countries because of, we know that, yes, they are strong in terms of oil, you discover that most investors will begin to push into gold as their safe haven. So as it is now, based on what is happening, yes, it might not react to dollars because of these economic issues. So a lot of times people tend to be calm based on what it is. The investors too will also look at it like, let's be calm, let's look at what is happening in this market. You understand? If for any reason, like we all know, there's been a push, a lot of talks now for this ceasefire and a lot of peace treaties they are trying to make with Israel, Hamas, and everything. And if it's successful, there will be a little pullback, a little drop in strength of movement and all those things on gold and the likes. You understand? That's what is going to be happening. But if that is not the case, it might not happen like that. So this whole thing is just okay. So on gold now, it is expected that, okay, price should push up and everything. I'm expecting it to push up, but if it doesn't move that way, then fine. We already know that it's because of some of these political moves. They are just being, let's say, I would say investors are just being careful about it. So it might react, it might not react based on the fact that it's an economic instrument. But if issues in the economy is not affecting, then you see gold reacting to USD more. It will react to dollars. You understand? But if it is not that way, if it doesn't happen that way, then you see the price of gold moving the other way. I don't know if I'm able to, I've been able to address the issue, Mr. Arubi. Or you still have any other question for me to clarify?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So do we have any other question? Anybody, any other question you want to drop on the chat? I'm with you, please. I'm still with you. If you have anything to drop there, please kindly drop it. Let's see. We still have like some 10 minutes to go. Or you want me to check on any instrument for you, please kindly drop it on the chat. Let's see. Okay. But pending that, I know for some of us we've been, I remember some of us say we trade on wheat and everything. So let's look at wheat. But as I'm looking at wheat, please, if you have any question, you can drop it on the chat to be able to see it, check it based on what is happening. Let's see. With us. Wheat.
Good morning.
Wheat.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Please kindly drop it on the chat for me. Let's see. I'm listening to you. Yes?
Okay, please. I was unable to join on time this morning. So
Okay.
you have stated the major currencies before I came. I just need a little bit of advice on it.
On what?
On the major currencies.
Which of the major currencies, please?
Like Euro, USD, JPY, and GBP, USD also.
Okay. So what kind of advice do you need on that, please? What area?
I want to know just to give me the summary of what you have said about it.
Okay. If I get you correctly, you want me to reanalyze it again?
And not fully, whether it's buying or selling or something like that. So just
All right, we'll get to that part. Okay, I can see saying two participants are raising up their hand. Odum, Ernest, and Victor. Okay, please just drop it on the chat for me. I can see your hands. Please just type it on the chat. Let me see it. Type it on the chat. I'm coming. All right, so looking at what wheat is doing currently, let's see. Look at what wheat is doing currently. You see, it has created a new zone now. And price of wheat, when it got down to this point, pushed back up. You understand? Pushed back up. In fact, the candle that formed here was bullish, so bullish that it closed above the opening point of this particular man, the previous man here, and it pushed up. Now it is pushing up to this point. I'm expecting, in fact, see, this is it. Let me put it this way. This is the zone here. And if price is able to get to this zone successfully, if it pushes above this zone, it will buy. But around this point, it is expected for price to drop a little. I'm expecting price to drop around this particular section. So that's my take on wheat. I'm expecting price to drop around this particular session here. So let's hold on for, well, anybody that wants to join for the buy, if you buy, you expect it around this point. This is a supply zone. I'm expecting price to drop around this point. So you could hold on for price to get to this point, then you go for your sell. That's my take on wheat. You understand? So okay, I can see Oyeshina Oyekami saying US 30, AY is saying US 100. All right. Okay, let me touch everything one after the other. Let's do it this way. US 100, I've discussed about it before, but let me tap it just the same way I'm going to be touching all the other ones, the major currencies that was requested for. US 100, like I said, I'm pitching my tent with the bulls. You understand? I'm pitching my tent with the bulls. Currently, it's on a particular high, and I'm expecting us to hold on a little, let it pull back a little. Once it's able to pull back a little, we can join for the buy if it's moving up. You understand? Because currently it's at a new high, and most of the time, whenever price gets to a new high, it is a rejection is expected around that point. So around this point, I'm expecting a rejection, and after that, a push up. Indices, bulls, all the way. I'm expecting the price to still go up on indices. Okay, so let's look at US 30. US 30. I'm coming back to check all the major instruments again. Let's look at US 30. US 30 is also in this, is an index, a US index. And fine. This is what we're seeing on US 30. Can you see? Price has gone up, came down to this particular session here. Let's see what it's doing on daily time frame. You see, it got to this particular high, it's pulling back. Based on what we're saying, it's pulling back down. You understand? It's still going to push up. It's still going to push up. That's just it. It's still going to push up. This is based on what I'm saying on my daily time frame. US 30 is still going to push up. But what it's doing is because it has gotten to this particular high now, it's pushing down. You understand? So once this reversal is completed, and well, based on what I'm saying, I think price gapped up here a little. So I feel price might want to cover for this. And once he's able to cover for that, I'm expecting price to what? To push up on US 30. That's my take on US 30. So for Euro USD, let's go back to this major instrument again that was requested for. Okay, let's look at it. Euro USD. Wow. First thing first, on Euro USD, this morning I marked it. I said around this point, there's a zone. I'm expecting price towards to buy. You understand? And as we can see, based on what we're seeing here, I told us if he's able to break above, and from what we're saying, it's like it wants to break above. But there's still 5 minutes. And within that 5 minutes, anything can happen. But if he's able to break above it around this section successfully, I'm expecting price to push up to the upside. Just like I've said, I'm expecting price to push up. I've been seeing it based on what it did on this trend. Yes. Let me zoom out a little so we could see. Based on what we're seeing here, it's been pushing up. In fact, let me put this. This is the new trend based on what we are seeing from this particular part. Look at it. It's going up. You understand? So I'm expecting price to still push up on Euro USD. I'm expecting price to still push up on Euro USD. I'm expecting price to push up on Euro USD. That's my take on Euro USD anyway. I expect price to still buy. Yes, I'm expecting it to buy. So around this section now, if he's able to close above this section, yes, but if you can see he's already having issues here. So let's just hold on for it. If he's able to move close bullish successfully, fine, buy. I'll expect you to buy because I'm expecting to get back to this particular top here. That's my take on Euro USD. USD CAD, exactly. You see, just like I said, it was within this zone. You understand? I said this particular session is a strong supply zone. I'm expecting price to drop, and that was why I pushed. This particular zone was marked out, painted out for us. So if price is able to drop within this session, we should hold on for it. You understand? And based on what we're saying, like I said at first, I said I'm expecting it to range a little within this point. But if that is not the case, as far as able to break down successfully, it might come down. But if that does not happen, then I'm expecting a reversal back to push up to the upside on this instrument. I will expect it to push up to the upside on this instrument. Understand? Okay. Let's see GBP USD. Wow. I expected it to push up. And look at it. Just like I said, look at the point. I expected it to push up. Even when we were discussing, when I was still talking about it, it was still below this particular zone here. And look at where it is now. If this man should break above this point, it's coming back to this upside here. Just like I said, I was expecting it to come up, but I didn't emphasize that it would be this fast, you understand? So if I had emphasized this fast, fine. It would have gone up. So just hold on for it to break above this section. I'm expecting it to come up to this point again to push up, have a retest of this particular new path where it is. You understand? Because this zone where that is formed here again, you discover that price is above it, but we still have like 2 minutes before this particular candle will close. So if it's able to close above it, then we could go for a buy. All right. Okay. I know that some of us, we raised up our hands. Peculiar Esther is raising up her hand. And I said, you can drop a chat for me, but I'm not saying anything. Nobody is saying anything. So please say your word. Please, I'm expecting us to speak. You understand? Speak.
Good morning,
Okay.
sir. Well done. Yes.
Good morning.
I dropped
Good
that instrument. NZJPY, please. NZJPY. I don't know if you can quickly analyze it. NZJPY.
NZDJPY.
Yes, NZDJPY.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll look at that. Let's look at NZDJPY. 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 Okay. Please, for those that are raising up their hands, the chat section is there for you. Drop it there. Drop it there so that I can see it. Drop it there. Just drop it on the chat for me. It would be nice. I see it, then I'll speak on it. NZDJPY. Okay. All right. Looking at NZDJPY, you discover that as of this morning, something is happening because the rate at which all these instruments are pushing up. Okay, NZD is currently strong. It's currently strong based on what we're seeing this morning. NZD is what is strong. And that's why you're seeing it is pushing up massively. It's pushing up massively. And based on what I'm seeing this morning, I'm still expecting it to come up. So it could get to this particular section here that I just marked out for us. You understand? It's moving up. You understand? It's pushing up massively, NZDJPY. So I will pitch my tent to the bulls that price should get to this particular section, because if you look at it for a while, price has been going down and now price is pushing up. So I'm expecting it to get up to this particular section here. So if you want to go for the buy, you can go for the buy. That's my take on NZDJPY. I'm expecting a bullish movement on it. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see which other instrument do you want us to check? Which other instrument? I'm still with us, and nobody is saying anything now. Okay, for those that have raised up their hands, I can see Victor Odumenes, but you didn't drop any chat. You didn't drop anything on the chat section for me. Okay, I'm seeing it. All right, so it's already 9. It's already 9, and okay. Izuchukwu Max, you're dropping GBP-JPY. I already spoke on GBP-JPY, but I'll go back there one more time before we call it a day. GBP-JPY there. Okay, so look at GBP-JPY. Look at what it's doing. First, that's giving us like double partial Marubozu candle, just a little weak. This is one, this is another one. I'm still expecting a bullish movement on GBP-JPY, but if it's going to be buying, it's going to just be to this particular session where it is now, this zone. I'm expecting it to buy into this zone. And once it gets to this part, it's a supply zone. I will expect it to drop back. You understand? I will expect price to drop. So that's that on my GBP, JPY. Okay, Victor, you're saying, sir, on weekly time frame on oil, it shows it's going bearish, but bullish on 1 hour. I'm on buy and already seeing little profit. I am just confused if price will keep going up or there will be what? Okay, they're just confused if price will still be going up or there will be a reversal. In other words, please, where can I place my TP? All right, Mr. Victor, please kindly note this. I can't tell you where to place your TP. That's the blunt truth. I won't hide it there. I can't tell you where to place your TP. And even as we analyze, I remember I told us this morning, I said I'm expecting price to push up. You understand? So look at it. You know where your price is. You know what you want there. Once you're seeing something that is good, take it out. You understand? But if you're expecting me to tell you where to put your TP, that I might not be able to do, because normally I don't even know how much you have in your account. And based on the market, you don't know how volatile this market can be and the whole thing can swing back. But once you're in profit and you're satisfied with it, yes, you should take it. And it's not, I'm not supposed to be telling you that, okay, this is where you should know. You, based on all the trainings and everything you've received, you should know where your TP should be. So sorry, I may not be able to tell you on that, but on oil, I'm expecting a bullish movement anyway. That's my take on oil. I'm still expecting price to push up on oil, but your TP, sorry, I'm unable to tell you that. So at this junction, I'll call it a day with us. Thank you very much. Have a lovely week ahead. Thank you.